Hey, it's good to see you again. Okay, a frequently asked question of mine is how do I get a ton of gems? I always kind of give a simple answer of just do Odyssey mode. I guess I should explain a little further because there is more to it than just that. So starting out when you join the game, you have a ton of new player rewards. Just go ahead and claim all those new player rewards, any kind of codes you can. Just whatever you can in that moment when you join. They usually have new stuff every single update. Then we're getting to things. Before we start the list of things to do, I want to say things like I want to give you a list of things to check in between each of your game modes. First being something that people often forget, enemy index. Just by killing certain enemies, they'll have a chance to drop down their index, in which you will get gems for that index. So you get that passively in the background, just claim those. Something that most people forget as well, even like late game players, unit index, and I'll explain how this works in a second because there's more to it than just this. When you spin on a banner, you get a unit, which if you're new to the game, turn auto sell off. Just keep it off, and then when you get to unit index, when you unlock those units, they give you rewards for it, and they give you a lot of gems. However, something that most people don't check on is actually the unit index milestones. For collecting 10 of each rarity, you'll get a ton of gems. So make sure you turn your auto sell off, collect as many of each rarity as possible, or not as possible, just collect 10 of each, and there you go, you can turn auto sell back on. So in between each session, whenever you go to the lobby, check those indexes, and then lastly, level milestones, where no one forgets about that, everyone claims those. Oh yeah, one more thing before I continue on. I'm gonna kind of group this all together into like one, because they're basically just the same thing. Quests, battle pass, and achievements. Just check all of those as well. Alright, now here's how you actually farm gems in their certain game modes. I'm gonna organize this by easiest to hardest modes. The first, Nightmare Story mode. I always recommend doing Nightmare Story mode. Go through the story modes. After you complete Act 1 of 6, Act 1 through 6 of a stage, you'll unlock the rewards in the achievements, which will give you mostly trait rerolls, but that's not going to worry about. What we want to worry about is this little gift icon actually, as it always gives you 1,000 to 1,500 gems for completion. The early stages like Sand Village and Namek give you around 1,000. The harder stages give you around 1,500. Alright, the last thing I'm going to mention here is Odyssey mode. And there are two separate modes, Infinite mode and Regular. I'll explain both, so Infinite I'll explain at this timestamp, Regular I'll explain at this timestamp. It's also worth mentioning you can also do Infinite modes, however I would not recommend it as it takes a little bit more time than the other two to get the same amount of rewards. So recommend the other ones more. So let's explain this Odyssey mode. First of all, you need 5 units, which means you be level 30. If you're struggling with levels, do raids and legend stages. Once you have 5 units in your inventory, go to Odyssey mode. And I'll explain how it works as simple and as easy to understand as I can for you guys. So, when you get into Odyssey mode, you have one of the units you have equipped. It will never be a farm unit. You can skip waves manually as quickly as you want. And then you have options between 4 cards, giving you one of your units back for each card in return for a certain intensity. It's completely randomized. After you have all your units, those cards will no longer be unlocking your units back. It will be giving them traits or giving them multi-placement, buffs like that. Throughout your matches, these little purple chests will spawn. Cost 2,000 yen for each of them. To unlock, I recommend opening as many as possible as they give really broken modifiers that stack over time. And lastly, when you have all your modifiers and you have enough of them, you can go to Odyssey Shop and you can fuse them together, or you can fuse your multi-placements together into better stuff from the Odyssey Shop from there. The rest of the stuff is just spells that you can buy if you're struggling on some of the enemies. You get rewards every, I believe 100 intensity, and you get more rewards as you go along, obviously. And then here's regular Odyssey mode. So in regular Odyssey mode, you get to choose between different teams. So whatever units you use in a round, you can no longer use for the continuation of that Odyssey mode until you reach 8,000 intensity. So make sure you choose your characters wisely, as each round, each floor has a different increasing intensity. In this mode, you can use your unit however you want. They have the trait, they keep their stats, they keep all their stuff. And instead of the purple chest I showed you before, you actually have to choose between these different cards that will have the same thing, basically to pay yen for them. And yeah, that's about it. I'm really sorry for the formality in this one. I feel like I wanted to kind of explain this one really well, since it's kind of really frequently asked. I mean it's really frequently asked for me. How do you get so many gems? And I feel like most videos are misleading, like give you a list of these different game modes, and like they don't even actually show you doing them, like them doing it, right? They don't even like actually show you anything. They just tell you about it, or show you a few screenshots of the wiki and say, you know, that's good enough. So I really wanted to make sure you guys understood this, make sure it was really clear and it was a good explanation. Hopefully, I hope you guys did this. Hopefully, you guys can get plenty of gems, get all the units you want. Yeah, sorry for formality. Usually I'm more loose in my videos, but besides the point. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Please stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.